my 29 meters wife 29F is trying to push me into sleeping with her friend 27F. I'm not sure why and I'm not sure if I should do it. My wife of 3 years, 10 years together, and have what I think is a solid marriage and sex life for a long time ago. She asked me if there was any of our mutual friends I was attracted to. I told her that I only had eyes for her. She said she was serious and said she wanted to know names. I refused to answer. She kept trying to get me to tell her, and eventually I broke and said a name. She then asked if I would sleep with her. I told her of course not. She then asked if I would if we weren't married. I still said no. My wife said I was lying and she kept pushing me to answer otherwise. I again just gave up and said sure, if I wasn't in love with her I'd sleep with her friend. That was the end of the conversation. Over the last few months the friend has came up in conversation. My wife specifically has been comparing herself to her, like she'll make a comment on how said friend has a better but than her or is more well endowed than her. I'll always tell her that she's better looking, but she won't believe me. I get the feeling she is very upset that I said that and is now jealous of her friend because she caught my attention. 3 weeks ago my wife offered to get me and her friend together. I was taken aback and asked her WTF she was taking about. She then said that she knew I wanted to sleep with her and that I thought she was better looking than her and she would understand and wouldn't care if we slept together once. I told her that she was speaking crazily and that I wasn't into her friend. She then said that it's not going to hurt her feelings if I am, and that she really thinks that I should accept her offer. I told her no, and she legitimately asked me if I would duck her friend. I again said no. I asked why she wants this. She said it wasn't some weird fetish, that she just wanted me to be satisfied. I told her that I couldn't sleep with another woman. She had been asking me to do this for a while now, and she even told me that the friend is open if I'm, which bothers me that she told her friend about this. She really wants me to do this for some odd reason and I isn't letting it go. I'm tempted just to do it so I don't have to hear it again, but I really don't want to sleep with anyone other than my wife. But apparently she's all for me banging a friend, that she is jealous of. This is such a strange situation and I'm really at a loss. Can anyone tell me why she's like this or what I should do? No, this is some sort of very insecure trap. The way she was talking before, IDK, sounds bad. I think you need to very firmly tell her she needs to stop this. Get tough. It's not alright, and it is hurtful to you that she thinks of you this way and is talking to her friend about all of this. You feel pushed and pressured and uncomfortable. If she is insecure, she needs to learn to deal with those issues and stop projecting them onto you in crazy ways. Therapy. Really? Because this is pretty crazy. Sounds like she's trying to deal with her insecurity by proving it right. Not good. Maybe a form of self-sabotage. To sum this up, you gave in to tell her a name and regret it. You gave in to telling her that you would have sex with her if, and you regret it. What do you think will now happen if you give in to having sex with that woman? Don't do that. Instead, have a serious conversation with your wife and be stern that she tells you why she is so interested in you having sex with another woman. There is a reason for her request and it surely as hell is not that she wants to see you satisfied. If she feels insecure about herself, then you sleeping with another woman will only make it worse. If it is because of a kink that she has trouble to admit to, then be open to her and listen to her reason. I really hope that it is not the case, but could it be that she wants to see you having sex with another woman to get even? Could it be that she had sex with another man at any point, but under no circumstances have sex with this other woman? The questions that will follow up from that would be, if you liked it, that question would repeat itself until you admit it. Then if you would like to do it again, and so on. I think you know where this is heading. So stand your ground and find out why your wife is so interested in you having sex with another woman. Yeah, as soon as I read that a name was given, that it was going to escalate. There is not enough money in the world to make me answer that question in that circumstance. I read a book with literally this exact situation and the wife ended up having an affair with the friend's husband as revenge. I'm absolutely not interested in sleeping with your friend, and I want you to tell me now why you are so obsessed with the idea. We aren't leaving this conversation until you tell me the truth about why you are doing this. Apostrophe. Add-on, I gave a name to shut you up. Not because I'm attracted to them. This is a great recovery for the ops dumb mistakes of naming and indicating interest in banging another woman. Your wife is trying to confront some insecurity she has. This will not end well. Couples therapy. You should start by September 18th, 2020. This couples therapy. Not to mention therapy, just for your wife as well. Most probably she also has a fetish developed out of insecurities. If it's not a kink, it sounds like a test. The second one could be entirely possible. I thought I rolled past the test when I said I didn't find her friends attractive. But she kept pushing, and I just gave answers. To get her off a topic she rolled let go. She is insanely insecure. I don't think it's a test, I think she is legitimately trying to be a good wife and let you have your fun with someone you find attractive, because she thinks she isn't enough for you for long term. She probably read something, or watched a YouTube video, that convinced her you'll eventually leave her due to boredom and/or because you've found someone more attractive. So she's trying to be the cool girl and let you have your fun, while still staying with her. You need to confront this head on, and I think you should be stern, yet gentle. And don't hold back at all. My love, I don't want to sleep with anyone else. I married you for a reason. And that reason is because I want to be with you. And only you. No matter what. You are the most beautiful and sexy and smart and funny woman I have ever known and will ever know. So I truly have no interest in being with anyone else because I'm already with the absolute best. The only reason I answered your first two questions about this were to get you off my back. Because I find the entire concept of being with someone else very uncomfortable to think about. I should have known that answering them was a bad idea, but I was just desperate to make that conversation topic stop coming up. I don't know if you're insecure or if you've developed a fetish, but I really need you to stop suggesting I sleep with your friend, because the idea makes me so uncomfortable. It hurts me that you think my wedding vows were meaningless or a lie. I don't want to think about your friend or any other woman in this light ever again. And I think we should go to couples counseling to discuss this with a neutral party, because I quite frankly cannot understand how this ever began. Apostrophe. Hey, I'm actually posting this advice from a unique perspective. I have said almost exactly what she said to my so. I was suffering from severe depression. I was massively insecure, and I felt like I was worth nothing. I felt like everybody on the planet was prettier than me and actually felt guilty for trapping my partner with me. I said to him, it's okay if you want to sleep with somebody else. I'd understand. I wouldn't want to be stuck with me either. It was a way of relieving the guilt. Well, that and testing the waters to see if sleeping with somebody else is actually what he wants. He declined and I kept pushing. He explained to me, as many times as it took, that I'm beautiful and that he's lucky to have me, and would list all the things he loved about me. That didn't work completely. So eventually, he snapped and tough love was what I needed. Him getting mad. Hearing the hurt in his voice as he shouted, stop it. I love you. I don't want to sleep with anybody else. I don't want to cheat on you. I can't put up with this anymore. Snapped me out of it. Now, after a lifetime of being made to feel ugly by my peers, I'm actually starting to feel beautiful for the first time. It sounds like she is in the same situation as me, but much more extreme. She felt insecure, so asked you if you were attracted to any of her friends. Admitting you are attracted to one of her friends is going to play on her mind for a long time because of how insecure she is. And now she is pushing you to sleep with her out of guilt for trapping you in the relationship. She has very low feelings of self-worth and clearly thinks she isn't good enough for you. Do not sleep with her friend. She needs snapping out of her current mindset, whether it's with tough love or therapy. The best advice I can give is, would sleeping with her make you happy? And if she answers with yes, ask why, and if she answers with no, ask then why do you keep pushing me to do it? Apostrophe. So, ops wife behavior could be a sign of depression? Yeah. These insecurities that she's defining herself by are caused by depression or some other anxiety that is making her view herself as less and less valuable to him. She is self-sabotaging because her depression is making it feel right/justified. It's not healthy and not okay, but the dude should recognize that this isn't the way she should be speaking and needs to try to get help and not give in to her pressure. It is not a purposeful trap. I think it's because she's progressively gotten worse rather than be crazy from the get-go. But it is a self-destructive behavior related to mental health. Whatever you do, do not DLEP with a friend. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Your wife's feeling insecure, and if you do, you could cause extreme depression and anxiety for her. She'll be constantly wondering if you two are continuing to get together or sleeping with other women. Seek counseling, both couples and individual. The worst thing you can do is cause more stress on her by following through with this idea. Edit. Sleeping. This. No dleeping. Never dleep. New favorite word. What should it mean? Your wife is insecure as duck. Dude. See a couples counselor and do not sleep with the friend. It will make it worse. Wow, she's so insecure. If you do it, your marriage is over. She will never forgive you. She will obsess about who's better in bed, and so on until she breaks up with you. This is a huge test, and the only thing that will stop this is if you put your foot down. Get pissed off. Tell her to stop this childish nonsense right now, or start nagging her to sleep with one of your friends. See how she enjoys that. But I promise you, if you even during any second of all these conversations hesitate just a second, you're done. She believes you're lying. And unless you get actually mad and tell her enough, she won't stop. I would be very firm that you picked that friend only because she wouldn't stop pestering you about it, and you have zero desire to sleep with her friend. Present 3 options to your wife. I sleep with your friend and we end up divorced because of the eventual fallout. We divorce now because you won't shut up about getting me to cheat on you. Or we go to counseling so we can figure out what's going on and try to fix our marriage. Apostrophe. Maybe it would be the best to said the last option first. Your thought process really hasn't helped here. You should have stuck to your guns of no, but you said yes. Then named names, and even now I'm tempted just to do it so I don't have to hear it again. Dude, look where answering her has gotten you. Do you seriously think ducking this friend is going to help, or do you slightly wanna bang her? If you don't, you need to set your wife down and see where this is coming from. Maybe she caught you doing or saying something to lead her to believe you want someone else. Something most certainly has triggered her into being very insecure the relationship, and with you answering her, you definition have made the problem grow bigger. I doubt she'll get over this with her friend. You'll better be running for a therapist. I'm tempted just to do it so I don't have to hear it again. I guarantee that you will hear about it ever so slightly more if you do it. Exclamation mark. There's 3 things possibly going on here. 1. Your wife is suffering from a lack of self-worth and feels she cannot make you happy and is trying to push you towards someone else. Verdict, unlikely. 2. Your wife is manipulative and is testing you. So far you have failed. You have revealed that you would duck her friend if she wasn't in the picture. Verdict, highly possible. 3. Your wife has ducked your best friend and is trying to manipulate you into sleeping with her friend to make things even and relieve your wife of any guilt or questionable morals. Verdict, also highly possible. I doubt the third one. I only have one friend that isn't divorced due to infidelity, so I doubt he'd be down with sleeping with her. My wife also hates cheating and cheaters. The second one could be entirely possible. I thought I would have passed the test when I said I didn't find her friends attractive, but she kept pushing and I just gave answers to get her off a topic she wouldn't let go. The correct answer was, I don't find any of them attractive. That's the only answer to this question you will ever get, no matter how many times you ask it. So from now on, I'm ignoring that question completely. I will never again even acknowledge that you have asked it. Your first mistake was caving and giving her a name. If you say you only have eyes for her, and I'll assume you do, you ride that all the way to hell. Neither buckle and give her the answer that she doesn't really want nor need, no matter how much she insists. Right? What's the outcome of not giving in? She gets mad that you won't name a friend you think is hot or would sleep with. So sorry wife, that I only have eyes for you. How awful it must be to have a husband who doesn't want other women. She probably knew he was lying, cause clearly he does lol. She should see a therapist ASAP. If this is a fetish, she should have been honest with you. And if this isn't a fetish, she is being self-destructive. Either way, do not do it unless she sees a therapist and tells you the real honest reason. Your wife needs therapy and you need to stop entertaining these conversations with her. She's effectively trying to push you into the arms of another woman to validate her insecurity that she's not good enough for you or that you might leave her for someone else. Trying to reassure her that you won't hasn't worked because she assumes you're lying. Playing along by answering her to get her to stop asking only feeds her insecurity. The only option left is to refuse to engage in these conversations and to try to get her some professional help so that she can figure out how to stop trying to sabotage her marriage. Based on your post and your comments about your friend group's infidelity and that she hates cheating and cheaters, I think the root of this is your wife's extreme insecurity manifesting as a constant test to you and reassurance to her. You cannot satisfy this, no matter how many times you say no, since you keep saying occasional maybes to appease her. She needs to talk with a therapist. Tell you need couples counseling. I'm thinking maybe she isn't very happy in the relationship and is looking for a way out where she can blame you for being a cheating pose who ducked her mate. Whatever you do, DONOT duck the friend. Consider counseling and try to figure out where this has all come from. It's not random. Something has happened for all of this to come about. It could have been your answers that may have triggered this behavior, but she pushed you to answer her questions and intimately did this to herself. There may also be another reason all of this has come about. First, she badgers you for an admission, then punishes you for it. Tell her to stop. If she doesn't, just keep countering / badgering back with why. Is there someone you're interested in sleeping with, or have you already and want to even the score and ease your guilt? Give her a taste of her own medicine. She said it wasn't some weird fetish. If that truly isn't the case, then either she has already cheated on you, wants to duck some other guy, and thinks if she gives you a hall pass first then she'll get hers, or this is some weird loyalty test. None of those are good. I'd honestly go full court press on her cheating or wanting to cheat, and get couples counseling / therapy. It's a trap. Believe me, unless you are both 100% comfortable, sturdy, and honest about having an open relationship of any kind, these words are going to be the beginning of the end of your marriage. I have so many friends who relented and let their spouse start dating other people or have sexual encounters when they weren't totally comfortable with it, and they all ended in divorce. This is not something to go about lightly. Please seek couples counseling as soon as possible, or do research into how to approach this in a calm conversation if you cannot readily afford therapy. She doesn't have some fetish. Most people who have a fetish do not mull over in their head a jealousy and insecurity like this. She's testing you. She's obsessed with what you said about her friend and she can't get it out of her head. She is probably hurt, angry, and resentful now. Do not go forward with this. Just stop entertaining it altogether. Any way you spin it, she's being dishonest with you because she has yet to provide a single valid explanation as to why she is so obsessed with this idea. I wonder if this friend of hers even knows that she has offered to arrange a sexual encounter. I was once a friend in a situation very similar to this. It did not go over well. I had no idea the wife and husband were having this conversation. Husband took his wife's offer seriously and proceeded to proposition me, saying he already had permission. I had no idea what he was talking about, and I was disgusted. It was never something I would have considered, not even for a second. Turns out the wife was majorly shit testing both her husband to see if he would be interested in having sex with one of her friends, and also me to see if I would take the bait and agree to it. I felt exploited. The husband felt tricked, and the wife felt that her insecurities regarding her marriage had been confirmed. Basically, it was a real bad time for everyone involved. I hate to say it, but I think it's very possible that your own wife is also just playing a stupid game that will result in stupid prizes. Most likely, your wife cheated and is now trying to even the field. This happened before. Similar stories were posted here. Never ends well. But yeah, she most likely cheated, and this is her solution to her guilt. No wife with a great sex life, as you claim. Who says this is not a fetish? Wants a husband to sleep with other women. Sorry, dude. Good luck. This is it. She wants to get rid of her guilt by guilting up. A classic one. Please click subscribe if you enjoyed this video.